Get in the zone. Dean Scale Model Zone. Hey everybody, Dean here from Dean Scale Model Zone. I'm giving you an update, an update, and also my model I'm using to enter Tim from Box Stock Garage and Kyle from Kyle Hart Scale Model Works. My entry for the 2026 F1 group build. I haven't finished my 2025 F1 group build, but I am going to finish that before I start on the next Formula One car. I'm going to choose a car this year that is not as complicated a paint scheme. But anyways, I'll show you what. So I'm going to join their 2026 F1 group build. I'm going to show you the car, or the race car that I'm going to build for that one, and then I'll give you an update on where I'm at with my 2025 F1 group build. And let me show you here too. Thank you very much, Tim, for the shop card. Everybody be sure to check out his channel, and also Kyle at Kyle Hart Scale Model Works. Thank you very much, Tim. I'm not the most on schedule or keeping up. I only can build on the weekends typically. I'm able to do a little bit during the week. But anyways, so yeah, that's why I'm on the weekends doing videos and stuff too. But I try and do what I can during the week. I do work, and I work evenings. And so anyways, yeah, so this is my, all right, let me get you here turned around, and I'll show you what I'm working on this year, because I've got all year to work on it now. So this is, let me get you turned around and I'll show you what I'm working on this year for the 2026 F1 group build. All right. All right. So here we have another Tamiya kit. Well, actually, my 2021 one was not a Tamiya. It was, anyway, Revell, but yeah. So I've got the Tyrrell P34 six-wheeler. This is a race car, Formula One car. I was always loved seeing as a kid. I even had, back in the day as a kid, the Carrera slot car tracks, and I had one of these as one of the slot cars. So this kit, the reason I'm choosing this one, again, because it's a much simpler paint job. It's all blue with some decals that go on it. So that's what's holding me up with my 2025 build. But as you can see, I bought it at one of the shows. It was started by somebody, but all they did was do some brush painting, which I'm going to strip. This has not been, the body has not been painted or anything here. So, but yeah, so I'm going to strip that and get some, for me, proper paint, do it justice. But also, what I was able to do for this kit was obtain new decals. The decals I had, I'll show you here. They're pretty yellowed and faded. Like all the white lettering is really yellowed. And it did come with, I think they're dry transfers for the wheels, but I'm not sure if they're still usable or not. But anyways, I'm sure I can get some replacements for that too. But so yeah, so these are the old decals, and I ordered a set, fairly reasonable, from Studio 27. You can see the big difference between the colors. I don't know if these are maybe more fluorescent for a reason, but you can tell that the lettering is definitely not as yellowed like the Elf 11, German for 11. But yeah, so I've got new decals for this, and yeah, I'm looking forward to getting this one done. So this is my entry for the 2026 group build, and now I'll show you where I'm at with my my 2025 Revell Benetton Ford. You know, I'm trying to learn this. Maybe I should just pause it and put it in the other camera holder. But here I am. I've got things are getting into paint. But yeah, so so this is the paint job that I've got to work with. Some of that is decal, but a lot of the green is not decal. The light blue is not a decal. That dark blue and the blue, the blue and the dark blue stripe on the top is a decal. So I'm thinking I might have to get a base paint or color on it and then put the decals on, clear coat it, and then maybe paint, you know, tape it off based off of where the decals lay, and then paint the light blue on the body. Another thing that I'm struggling with too is well, where this body goes onto the lower half here. Well, the chassis piece suspension goes in, and then you glue the top to the lower half. And then, let me see here. That goes up in there. But yeah, so what I've been seeing on reference pictures is there's no seam line where these two halves come together. So I'm you know, I'm struggling with gluing this together, filling in the seam line, or just roll with it. And because if I fill it in and do this all in advance, then I mean, it wouldn't be that hard, I guess, to tape off the suspension components, and then paint it as I would, you know, as it calls for. But yeah, it's a very complicated for me, because I've never done one of these. It's, you know, it's not so simple to me how to tape off and paint, you know, the really cool paint scheme that's on this. And so I'll have to probably put for the decals, because I could either send them off and have them reproduced by like STS decals. They do really. I've talked about this on one of my other videos about the Rally Cool group build, where I was able to salvage the decals, and I'll probably have to do the same with these, which is clear coat them in a clear lacquer maybe, or something different, and then use them, because they're not as faded, but they I've already bleached them out in the window in the sun, so now it's just a matter of clear coating them and then using them. But yeah, so the biggest holdup for me on this kit is the paint scheme. I think it's really sharp, and if you actually look back at my video on me throwing my hat in the ring for this one, you'll see why I chose this for the group build. It's a little sentimental to me because of the Bitburger livery Benetton, but the Bitburger, I used to go to school in middle school, and when my father was stationed in Germany back then, and that's where I went to school at in middle school, on base. But anyways, so that's my update, and I hope you guys try something different, like a Formula One car, or I got a bunch of other race cars too, C class, and then some of the other. I'm looking up the closet here. Yeah, but anyways, I've got a bunch that need to build them, or face an issue with either hunting for decals or doing what I can to salvage them. But anyways, so there's my 2025 group build, F1 group build update, and my hat being thrown in the ring for 2026. I think I'll have an easier go with the Tyrrell. But anyways, so yeah, I hope you all choose to join in on the fun with Tim and Kyle. Tim from, again, Box Stock Garage. Check out his channel. It's a really good channel. He does some nice work. I know he likes well, the Formula One cars and the rally cars too. I believe he did a Subaru, I think, a different, not the WRX, but anyways, I'm rambling. But yeah, check out Tim, Box Stock Garage, great channel, and give him a thumbs up. Subscribe if you feel like it. Doesn't cost y'all anything. And the same thing with Kyle at Kyle Hart Scale Model Works. Give them both a shout out, a thumbs up, subscribe, and same thing for me if you like the channel. I'm not, a professional modeler, but I'm not a novice either. I may not go into a lot of detail with some of the engines and things. Well, it usually depends how the build is going. If I think it's headed to where it's maybe gonna be good for a show, I will go that extra mile and detail it out. If not, then it's gonna be on my shelf and it'll look good there. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, until then, be sure to find some time to get some build time in, spend some time in your model zone, and we'll see you on the next video. All right, y'all take care and be nice to one another out there. All right, bye-bye.